Most of what you have read about AI, whether it scared you or excited you, was really about the output, the text it produced, the images, the code. What almost nobody talks about is the mechanism. And once you understand the mechanism, a lot of the noise settles down. Think about how the AI conversation has reached you. Headline after headline about what AI made, what it generated, what it could suddenly do. Output thinking has a cost. It keeps you reacting. Every new release feels like a fresh threat or a fresh promise. Mechanism thinking is different. When you understand how the thing works, you stop flinching at headlines and start seeing a stable picture you can reason from. That shift from output to mechanism is the whole point of this video. So let me give you the cleanest definition I can. AI is an engine for execution and pattern matching. It takes inputs, finds patterns, produces outputs at enormous scale and remarkable speed. Notice the words not in that sentence. It does not understand. It does not intend. It does not notice. It recognizes patterns in its training data and reproduces them efficiently. That is not small, but it is specific. And knowing what it is keeps you from imagining what it isn't. Let me make this concrete in your own work. A coaching session produces two very different layers. There is the administrative layer, scheduling, writing up notes, tracking themes, drafting a follow-up email, and there is the coaching layer, noticing what is happening in the room, choosing the question that matters now, holding the silence that needs holding, deciding when to challenge and when to stay curious. These are not the same kind of work. One is execution, the other is judgment. Treating them as the same thing is where the confusion about AI and coaching begins. Here is a story from outside coaching that makes the point sharp. When AI started writing code, a lot of people said developers were finished. It felt reasonable because AI was doing the visible thing developers did. But the visible layer was always the typing. The real job was interpretation of requirements, of what a user actually meant. AI made the typing cheap. It X-rayed the job. And what it revealed was that the expensive, hard-to-replace part was never the typing at all. Stay with what that X-ray did. It did not destroy value, it moved it. When output becomes cheap, the premium relocates to interpretation, to reading what something means, exercising judgment in conditions that are ambiguous and human. And here is the mistake to avoid. Do not hear execution engine and conclude AI is primitive and they will fix it later. That leads to permanent dread. Interpretation is not a feature AI has not gotten to yet. It is a different kind of work. The expensive layer was never the execution. Now apply the same X-ray to your practice. The visible layer of coaching includes a lot of execution, scheduling, note-taking, drafting communication, staying current. But the coaching itself is something else. Picture a session where a client has circled back to one colleague 3 times, not with heat, but with a studied neutrality that feels significant. The question that forms in you is not retrieved from a database. It comes from presence, from 3 sessions of accumulated knowing. I notice you keep mentioning her. What is that about for you? That question is this conversation, this coach, this moment. No execution engine produces it. And here's the part I most want to land. That is not a failure of AI. It is tempting to file presence and judgment under things AI cannot do yet. Problems waiting for the next version. That framing is misleading. AI does not fail at presence and judgment. Those things are simply not pattern matching operations. There is nothing to fix. Presence is not a feature request. Judgment is not a bug to be patched. Understanding that is an accurate description of the technology, and it is the ground you build on. So now you have something more useful than an opinion about AI. You have a way to sort. Every task in your practice either requires execution or it requires judgment. What AI does well, it does very well. What it does not do is the relationship, the judgment, the presence. The next question is, where exactly is the line in your practice? That is what the next unit is about, and it is the distinction this whole course is built on. Download the reference card for this unit. It ends with a question worth answering before the next video.